I'm the Navy Disability Attorney for the Naval Medical Center in Portsmouth, Virginia. My job essentially is to try and help anyone who has served and may not be able to continue. If you go through your career and something happens and then your medical fitness to continue is called into question, my job is to be there to help you through this process, to make sure that you understand what's happening, that your rights are respected, and that as you go through a very difficult time in your life, you don't have to do so alone. I think that many service members going through the program are influenced by things that they hear from others who have maybe gone through their own version of it or heard things about it, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. One of the most important things about our program is that we can serve as a central line of information to make sure that what you're told is what's reality, because you will encounter many people in your career who will tell you they know exactly how it goes because they had the buddy who went through it. They're frequently wrong but never in doubt. But by coming to us and talking with us, if we've done nothing else at the end of the process than help you to understand a little bit more about this already difficult time, then that to us is a job well done. I've done a number of different things, but all of the things that I've done that I've loved the most involve some kind of advocacy. Whether it was working on a medic unit for a couple of years, working in various types of media advocacy. Essentially, my role in the things that I have loved the most in my life has been to go and help someone to achieve the goals in the process and help to understand whatever the process may be. And so I would say that the combination of some medical background, workers' compensation, etc., with, frankly, growing up the son of a social worker, ideally in this process, my goal is to help with legal advocacy and anything you need, but even more than that, to help be there by your side to understand what's really going on here and to be able to hear you out and help to put your concerns in context. Because in the end, while this is your life, it's a medical readiness system. And so what I can do is try and help you understand the way that that system is going to operate, but also how to leave your mark on here to make sure that you're being heard. I've been lucky enough to work with somewhere over 2,000 service members in multiple services, but I think the ones that I remember most are sometimes more than just a legal discussion. I'm going to be happy to sit down with anyone here and help them understand the system. But the context of our careers, and I say this with an Army background myself, there are a lot of things that we're taught that can get in the way of medical treatment. I know one of the first things that many hear from a chief or a first sergeant is that if you're looking for sick call, you can try the front leaning rest. And in the end, that particularly applies to mental health. There have been a couple of service members I've dealt with who have been dealing with the stigma of mental health treatment, with the idea that mental health is somehow different, that the brain is unlike any other body part, when in fact, we have chemicals in our brain that sometimes work and sometimes don't, and sometimes treatment can help that. And in the end, trying to say, no, I'm just going to ignore that is like looking at a cut and saying, I've just decided to stop bleeding. And so I've had service members come back and tell me that in talking about this, they were able to then get past that, get the treatment they needed, and honestly, those are probably the cases I'm most proud of in my career. The work that we do here in the Disability Evaluation Council program is hugely important, and I feel very grateful to be a part of it. Looking at recent decades, the last 30 plus years of our military history, we've gone through cycles of trying to improve our culture in various ways, whether it be dealing with issues of gender, of sexual orientation, sexual assault, and none of these are closed issues. But I think that the wave that we are in right now, and it hasn't yet crested, is how do we treat our wounded warriors? In the end, I don't know what question can be more important than that, because we expect a certain level of loyalty from a service member, and we owe them no less. And so the importance of having a group of attorneys whose job it is to report to the service member, to make sure that they understand what is happening to them and that they are treated appropriately given the sacrifices that they have made. It's hugely important, and I feel honored to be a part of it.